I'm Beth Ewen, Editor-in-Chief of Franchise Times, and I'm here today with Scott Milas. He heads up franchise development for Wayback Burgers. And Scott, I don't know that everyone in the world knows about Wayback, so give us a little snapshot of what the brand is.
We are in the fast casual better burger segment, competing with some great brands. The concept started in 1991 by a gentleman by the name of John Carter, and he built it up to 13 stores. And a partnership was formed in 2008, sold all the 13 corporate stores to franchisees, and we started our national expansion in 2009.
That's interesting timing. What was that like, both right after the financial collapse, number one, and secondly, a very competitive better burger segment, but maybe not quite as competitive as now? How do you view it?
It's interesting you bring that up. We actually grew really at a tough time economically. And we don't like to brag as a company, but we brag a little that we were able to sustain and grow during a real difficult time. We've had some great franchisees come through the system that are still in the system, kind of our first generation. So it was an interesting time. It was a lot of fun. Back then there wasn't as much competition, but now the competition has grown. Like I said, some great brands out there, but everybody still has their niche, and there's room for everyone. So,
well, and talk about that a little bit. You know, how do you niche up Wayback Burgers compared to, as you said, a lot of great players out there, very competitive? How do you, thread that needle for who you are trying to reach?
We think there are two distinct differences between us and some of the other great brands out there that we're competing against in the better burger segment. One is we think we have a little bit more of a broader menu, diversified menu. So it's not only just fresh beef burgers, it's chicken and fish and salads. We've introduced, or we'll be introducing, a breakfast option. We've introduced that in our non-traditional model for malls, airports that we're getting into. We're in the Walmarts now, so we've introduced breakfast. We have a beer wine option, but we have a little bit of something for everyone. The second part is obviously the all-in, 300 to 400,000. A traditional 1,800 to 2,000 square feet, you're probably looking at 350, 360 all-in, including the franchise fee. But thirdly, we make the restaurants very easy to operate. For people that have always wanted to get into the restaurant business, it's a perfect opportunity because they're not shelling out a lot of money, yet it's still an easy restaurant to operate and manage.
So it's a brand that a less experienced person that is in restaurants could get a start with.
We have a lot of franchisees that have absolutely no restaurant experience.
And that's a hard thing to find,
because
so many of the concepts you have to be already a fabulous multi-unit, so interesting.
Yeah, no, we've done well with both. Mm-hmm. We actually have a little joke in the organization that when someone comes in with extensive restaurant experience, and more aligned in the independent side, we make them sign a 6-month contract to spare us their brilliance and learn the Wayback
right.
way.
How you should change it
Right,
all.
right. Because we find that people that come from the independent side are used to their ways, but it all works out. But so those are the three ways I think that we're kind of distinctly different from some of our competitors.
Interesting. Well, I've been talking with Scott Milas, who runs franchise development for Wayback Burgers, and I'm Beth Ewen with Franchise Times.